me share the screen with you. Just a minute.
Hope the screen is visible to everybody. So let me just have a recheck on that one, whether the live stream is going on or not. And once it is done, we will be focusing on the concept, the verbs. So as I mentioned there, verb and its kinds. I would like to just see through this. So let us start with the concept of verb. So what exactly verbs stand for? We will be focusing on that, and let me zoom that one for you. Yeah, here you see the word verb signifies, basically in our mother tongue uh, we say like kriya, or any other word, that simple word that that can be anything related to the work. If the work is done, like in scientific way, work is done when there is a certain push or something, like there is an external force applied to that one, you know, then we can say that there is any action going on. So but here the verb in English grammar goes in some way, somewhere different, you know. Action, uh, it doesn't actually signifies exactly the action. Verbs are of different categories. Verbs, as far as understanding of the like all the departments or all English faculties are also concerned. When it comes to teaching in India, what I faced was like basically we were told or taught in our schooling that there are forms of verb, but there are no kinds of verb. But I would assure you that there are different kinds of verb that we must know to understand the structuring properly. And with that, I know that most of the people are going to, disagree that the grammar is not important. But this particular session is for those students like who really want to actually improve and enhance their level of understanding about the grammar, so that they can actually find out what's the right way and what's the wrong way, like which way they should choose to actually improve themselves as far as their English is concerned. So first of all, the basic definition for verb is express an action. It also expresses a condition or state of being. So condition and state of being are one and the same thing. Like if it expresses a condition, it would express like there is nothing, like an action happens, but there is a condition that applies over there, or a state of being. State of being means the state of existence, or state of what we say that something to occur. If something occurs, that doesn't signify action, but still it is a verb. Okay, so there would be a certain categories of the verb which will state you the condition, or will tell you about the state of being, but won't express any action. Okay, so those category of verbs will have to be separate kind of verbs, and those category of verbs which expresses the action will be a different category of the verbs. So what basically we call them are the transitive and intransitive for one particular thing, like if there is any action happening. But if there is any state of action or state of being, or there is any condition about it, like about the action, but there is no action, but still the state is being given over there, then it would be like a verb of incomplete predication, or simply we can say that the linking verbs, or those verbs will be simply signified by the one testing system, that simply we will see that there is any condition but there is no action happening. So that's very simple to understand, I guess. Let me just unzoom that. Yeah. Then here you can see that there are types of verb. What they have mentioned here are the action verbs. Verbs may be physical or mental. Okay. Physical or mental, it means to say that there is any physical action going on, or there is any mental action that happens over there. Okay. So when there is physical and the mental action that occurs over there, then there would be like, mm, for example, the knocked. Knocked means knocking down someone. There would be a physical action. Wanted. Wanted means somebody desires to do something. If somebody desire to do something, that would be somebody's, what we say that, willingness to do something. So there would be a mental level of acceptance to a particular verb, which would be related to that. But in that case, I can say that I can guess it out. Like it's very much clear that, um, like what's the meaning of physical and mental in case of action verbs, particularly when there is any physical action that happens, then it is like action verbs. Again, if there are mental actions or mental, something which is related to our mental expressions, or that is expressed through the words in the through the forms of the verbs, then that would be called as, like mental action verbs. So related to the mental ability, or mental, or something which is related to the brain, or something which we think. Desire is always something which never actually comes out in the form of the physical action. So that is why there we say that the wanted word obviously is my desire. So wanted word would express nothing related to the physicality, but mentality, or something which is related to mentally associated word. Okay. Then there is another word that is called, that is another kind of verb. They call the linking verbs that do not express action. But I would suggest that cut it off, and just keep in mind there is another category of the verb for that one, that is a verb of incomplete predication. Verb of incomplete predication. There is no predication to that. So in that certain case, we will say that certain kind of verb won't be a linking verb, but verb of incomplete predication. So where the predicate is not complete, from that you can simply understand that one, when the meaning of the whole sentence won't be complete until or unless we are adding a predicate to that. So that is why they are called as the verb of incomplete predication. So they do not express an action, they link sentences parts together. So when they link up together, then the meaning become, like for example, a beautiful thing that I used to say, the sky is blue. When I say sky is blue, for example, if the blue word is not written, then it is not clear that what actually this is verb will signify. So what it would signify would be clear enough when we are going to add blue word to that, so that it would become meaningful. That means blue is a complement added to the verb is, so which made the whole sentence clear that a sky is blue. If blue is missing, then definitely the meaning is not clear. So if the meaning is unclear, then definitely the verb is would be called as verb of incomplete predicate. So if the predicate is not applied, then the verb has nothing as far as the meaning is concerned. So to make it meaningful, we'll have to add a complement in the form of a, like a predicate in the form of a complement. Complement can be any word, can be noun, can be adjective, can be participle, can be a gerund, can be infinitive, it can be anything, but it has to have some meaningful unit to that. Okay. Then it comes, like if we say some of the verbs, like if is, am, are, was, were, or being is being used. So these are the forms of to be that comes under the category of the verb of incomplete predication. And then there is another category of verb of incomplete predication where there is no action, but simply what we say that there is expression. You see that look, when you see somebody, when you see somebody, there is no action going on. You don't do any physical or mental action in that case. So in that case, it expresses the action. So that is a linking verb. So there is no action. Okay. Smell. When you smell, you don't do anything. You don't, um, um, lift up your nose or something. Like smell is like a natural phenomena. Something which is a natural phenomena will express only the condition. Okay. it smells bad. It smells bad, that means there is no action. So there is no action on the part of something. Like for example, the soup smells bad. Soup like doesn't do any action, so it's very common one to understand that one. Then the words which expresses only condition but they do not express any physicality or mental relate associated action, then those won't be like the action verbs, but would be called as a linking verbs, or simply called the verb of incomplete predication. So other two verbs falls in these categories, transitive and intransitive. Okay, and I think I have made the videos for the transitive and intransitive verbs. Transitive verbs would be those verbs which actually has the transference of the action from the subject to the object. If the action gets transferred, then the verb would be transitive verb. For example, if I say that he killed a snake, he killed a snake. Okay, he killed a snake. He or he is bitten by the snake, or whichever way, he killed a snake. When we say that he killed a snake, so it's a past tense, past indefinite tense. He killed a snake. We know that um, the action is applied onto something, like he killed a snake, so object is present. When the object is present in the sentence, the verb is a transitive verb. But when the object is not present, like if it was written he killed but action is done, we know that it is physical action. He killed somebody, but we don't know like whom he has killed. So then in that case, it would be intransitive verb, because the action is not transferred from subject to the object. So it's very simple one to understand that in this case, the action is intransitive verb. Like the verb is intransitive. Now then, there are lots of things which we should actually understand. Like there is a helpful hint. If you can substitute is, am, are, was, were for a verb, you know that it is a linking verb. But actually it's like compacting the bigger phenomena into the smaller one. So linking verb is something else, like those are the auxiliary verbs or the helping verbs. Okay, auxiliary verbs are those verbs which will help you out, in actually maintaining the decorum of the physical action. And those actions would be obviously transitive or intransitive. For example, he is working on his assignment. So working is the main action that is going on, and it is in the present participle form of verb. And then thereafter, like is used in that case is a linking verb, which helps to make the action complete in the present participle form, or the present continuous like tense. So if the action has to be completed in the present continuous tense, we need one auxiliary verb, and then we require the main action verb, and the action verb has to the physical action in that case. Or can be like state of action, it can be anything. But the thing is, the helping verb, for example, if I say that he's feeling unwell, or he's not feeling well, he's not feeling well. So feeling is also, there is no action in that. He is, then is a linking verb. So in that case, that is what I'm saying, that here in this particular file there is something wrong about it, so that you may not fix it up. Like linking verbs are the same, linking verbs are only the auxiliary verbs, you know but here they mean to say that verb of incomplete predication, which does not have complete meaning until or unless, yeah, the London Bridge is falling down. London Bridge is falling, that's the rhyme actually. So is, am, are, was, were, to be or to be formed, taste, smell, sound, something related to that, all of them are not action, so they are incomplete verb of predication, or can be called as linking verb as per the this particular file. So this was the main concept that I wanted to actually put into use, so that you may understand that there is a logic behind understanding this. To understand the difference between the action where the physicality is done, or if there is any mental association to the action is done, or there is a difference between verb of incomplete predication, basically. The alarm sounded in the hallway. Like for example, if we say that, like identifying action or the linking verbs. You have to find it out. Very simple one. Sounded. If alarm sounded in the hallway, so there is action. In that case, there is a lot of sound that occurs. Or the music sounded good. There is difference. The music sounded good. So music has a natural phenomena to be sounded, but alarm is going to be clicked first and then it is going to be done, like that. The alarm has a certain action to perform. So in that case, that action to perform, what I meant to say. So the alarm sounded in the hallway, that means the action was done by the alarm. So the music sounded good, there is no action, simply it's just the phenomena, the music, that obviously will always sound good or bad, whatever it would be. Good is adjective here as a complement, so verb of incomplete predication in that case. So here the words are given there. It depends upon the sense of the way the word is or the verb is used in the sentence. So you will have to actually understand accordingly. So here we have the 10 questions for you, and kindly write down the answers for the same. If you find any problem in that case, you can ask me that. Like, I would give you this particular exercise to be done on your own part. The man paused for before climbing the mountain. The whole Yakun appeared white. The man was cold. The man was cold. The temperature dipped to 50 degrees below zero. So whatever sentences are there, so take them as your exercise. And if you really feel that the understanding was better, like you got something to know, or you understood something today through this lesson from this short lesson, so kindly subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get the updates of the new videos, and subscribe to the channel and let others know also that we have reinitiated the classes, and then we are going to continue with the classes like that. And I would also suggest that keep reading something every day, every now and then, which will motivate you to actually gather more information. And more information will give you a more scope to actually find out, like English sentences, and English sentences will give you the scope for actually finding out the structural information. And if you know structures really well, your efficiency in the sentences and even in your English is going to be doubled up, and you are going to actually see that there is improvement in you. So be natural first of all. Never try to just go beyond your limits. First of all, try with your whatever present scenario is there, like whatever you have. Okay, as far as your English is concerned, you need not to be worried about something which is abstract of any kind. So when people try to go beyond beyond the board, or beyond their limits, so they fall apart, and just because of that they stop practicing English. So one and the only thing that can help you out is actually keep practicing, be natural, and just keep on going. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.